I'm not on strike because I want to destroy the government. I'm on strike because I'm agitated. I'm complaining about something. You see, if your child is crying that he needs something, it's a different thing from your child carrying the TV and smashing it and say it's protesting.
But what about the issue of no work, no pay that the Imo State government is?
I'm coming about the no pay, no work. That is the letters of the law, but not necessarily the spirit of the law. Because when you are negotiating, one of the first things in the agreement is that nobody will be victimized as a result of this strike. If you don't pay, you will then victimize somebody, and all you are asking for is the extension of that strike. You see, some of these things are borrowed from overseas, where they have relevance. Over here, they don't have relevance. And these things are borrowed from industry. Over there, the trade union has its own fund, so that when they call people on strike, they're able to pay them. But I know that no trade union in Nigeria has that type of money.
No, it's not.
And so when you say you won't pay, that's the problem they had with ASU. Then it means you are saying, don't call off the strike. So it's just the letters of the law, but not the spirit of the law.
All right, Chief.
Okay.
I want us to look seriously at a certain issue. Government of Imo State, on one hand, said they've paid workers up to date. Just yesterday, we had the Commissioner of Education here, and he said those that have not been paid are not on the payroll of government. They have issues, either falsification of age, having various. What does the law say about something like this? Because as Paul said some few minutes back, some workers are always thronging to the secretariat to see that their issues are resolved. How do they go about it?
If you say, what does the law say?
Yes.
You're making it a little lighter. You say, what does the Constitution say? The Constitution guarantees life. Right to life is guaranteed in this country. And when you don't pay somebody, you are starving him to death.
Yeah, but if the person has issues like the government says, how can that be resolved?
You can still pay the person and resolve their problems. When the people who called monkeys were here, if you were interdicted for criminal case, you were at least paid half your salary. Because they don't want to put you out of circulation. When the case finishes, if you lose, they won't pay you anything for that, but they won't recover the one they have paid you. If you win, they will pay you the balance. You see, that's recognition of right to life. Because when you are starving a man, you have even made it impossible for him to defend himself. The thing is that this government is not conscious of the Igbo man's value for life, of the African man's value for life, of the Christian value for life. You cannot have an excuse to waste life and say, this man has not done this. You pay him, and if you find out he's not entitled to it, you recover your money. But you don't go and starve somebody to death. Can anybody live for more than 40 days without food? These people that are talking. And what used to happen when we were in the civil service in those old good days? If a worker is missed in payment, within 48 hours is paid. Even if his name is not one of those submitted for preparation of the constitution. I mean for the budget.
Okay.
It is that respect for human life. Okay, let me tell you one thing that happens. If an officer is ranked in the civil service, his salary is not tampered with. I know of a man in this Imo State that was reduced from level 10 to level 6. He was still being paid level 10 salary. To many people it may look strange. You know why? When the man hired the place he's living, he was on a particular salary. His children have been used to particular this, his wife and all this. So if you reduce his salary, you are now killing an ant with a sledgehammer. You have mischief over that man. So he's retained on his salary, but what happens that he doesn't get an increment until he's promoted back to that grade. The salary will now be said, this salary is personal to this man. He's on level 6, but he's being paid level 10. That's thinking of human life.
All right, but we have to recognize the fact that the civil service, whether at state or federal government level, is wrought with fraud
I will come to that.
and irregularities.
Yes.
And so here is a government that claims to want to clean the rot in the system. And perhaps some people got into service through the back door. Some people got promotions that they didn't deserve. Some people earning from different parastatals, so many irregularities. So to say that these people should continue to receive payment while the government is doing what they are meant to do is to say that people who perhaps have these certain irregularities, I don't know, but
Okay.
how do we deal
To
with
say we're aiding corruption.
Thank you.
You are not aiding anything if you stop paying them. You are a murderer. You see, life is so important and sacred that under no condition will you trifle with life. And when a man is accused of criminal act, he's not convicted or it is proved guilty beyond reasonable doubt. And so far, what the government has been doing to us, I don't know who is misadvising the governor, because I'm not quite close to their government. The person misadvising should stop that misadvice. For about a year now, it's past a year, this government has been shouting about fraud, but no one single person has been prosecuted. So the fraud is in their imagination.
No, they say will of justice is slow.
No. You have to accuse somebody, start prosecuting him before it will be slow. Because if you say there was a thief in your house and it takes you
More than a year.
more than a year to find the
to
thief,
make an arrest.
then you are just dreaming dreams. If you say there is a thief, you have seen the thief. You should then make the report and it will be. But coming to that, they say it is better than the system we run, the Commonwealth country system, to discharge many criminals than to sentence an innocent man. Because part of the problem at all is that people who are not involved are being killed. It is just laxity over life. Because even if you have suspected that there are people who did it, why don't you arrest them, go and screen them, and find out who did what? Because traveling on the road, some of the people who killed might be people who might have come from Lagos and they're just passing there.
Right.
And you put a gun on them. It is not good. As an old man, I wouldn't support such a thing. It is anarchy. Anything should have process, procedure. You don't pregnant your wife and expect her to deliver in 3 months. You say, man, you're in a waste time. Then you must be crazy. The inability to face reality is insanity. If you can't face reality. So what the government is doing is speculation.
Okay.
But let me come to the number of pensioners not paid. 4,000 is a joke. It is far, far, far more than that.
Really?
Yes. You see, I have been shouting. I love government because I'm a bureaucrat, trained bureaucrat. I'm one of those who believe strongly, and based on my education, I believe that a bad government is better than no government at all. And so I wish this government the best. And in wishing them the best, I'm shouting that they should start doing things according to rules and regulations. Because there were reasons why those rules and regulations were made. Like they say they are looking for ghost workers. How can you find ghost workers outside the people the man works with? In government departments, no permanent secretary will go to talk about payment of salary. No chief, no this thing. There are people who are paying, and those people are copy clerks. A top officer getting involved in that should be dismissed. It's just like you hire an engineer in your factory and he's losing vehicle tires. Or you hire a consultant, listen, and you see him dressing people's wound. A consultant physician.
It's abnormal.
It's abnormal. And so people, top officers should get away from there. And what I've been shouting is that the system of payment of pension in this state is contrary to the laws of this country. The new Reform Act makes payment of pension the accountant general's job, not any other person. A commissioner for information, let me say this because I'm an old man and many things happening are strange to me. I didn't know that he's commissioner for information and finance, and you're commissioner for education, that is commissioner for education and finance. Because in all this payment thing, I haven't had the commissioner for finance say anything. It is a schedule. These people should not be telling us, because when they are saying, they are even disrespecting their colleague, and some of these special advisors go talking on such things too. It's not their schedule. The scheduled officer should tell us what is happening, and not listen. When the commissioner for information was talking out through a radio in Umuahia. He said anybody who says that Accountant General is not paid in Imo State is a bloody liar. Is this thing? That they have people they employ that compute the statistics, and that they are public officers. Then they give to Accountant General to issue check. He didn't know that what he was saying, that Accountant General is now a check issuing clerk. They are government sub-treasuries for payment. Accountant General doesn't even pay direct. It is that it is within him. And that was the old law, that was the old practice up to this time. And in the new one now, the pension reform act, anybody can go and read it. The payment of pension in federal, who is responsible for that law, is the Accountant General. And any self-respecting Accountant General that pays by figure given to him by another man is a danger. His officers should scrutinize, he knows who to hold responsible, and they give him figure. But talking about the number of pensioners that are not paid, Ihedioha came and made a state broadcast and said 48,000 files were gone through by his pension committee. And that 24,000 were cleared. Suddenly, the present government says they had paid 21, when 24 was cleared originally. Not everybody had been cleared though. What happened to the other 3,000? And to tell you why the figure is a child play, all the people overseas were not captured. Dead people were not captured. Have you heard of them calling of next of kin? At least my wife is owed over 52 months pension, and they didn't ask for next of kin. They've been doing it and you don't know who to complain to. You go to Accountant General's office, they say, which is very unfortunate. Will this account ever be audited? How is Imo money safe with this type of everybody is in charge?
Okay.
I'm talking about, let me tell you something, sir, which, if this is my opportunity to say it, I'm very grateful to you people. Retirement is for the benefit of the employee, not for the benefit of the employer. Yesterday, one top government official was here saying they are not paying salary to people because of people who are due retirement who have not retired. He should even be grateful to those people. They are rendering useful services.
The ones that have not retired?
Yes, they are. If a physician that is due retirement treats a patient and he recovers, is that service useless because he was due to have retired? But I tell you, government have policy on such things. The policy of government is that whenever you are discovered to have broken the law in retirement, they will retire you with the date that the law said you should retire, and recover all the money paid to you, but you get your pension from that day and all your entitlements. You know what they are doing? They are simply saying, you are a volunteer who we didn't permit to work for us, so you gave us free services. And such a thing can never be criminal, because somebody was saying they will be prosecuted. Prosecuted for doing what? For rendering free service to you. So the government had thought over that, and all they do is, you are supposed to have retired last year, you retired this year. The money we paid to you for work, we will recover it because you are a volunteer serving us free. But you are entitled to your retirement. I mean, you see philosophical thinking, because most of them are dabbling into areas they don't know. When I heard that man saying this, I say, this man must have neglected his bureaucracy. The civil servants are not advising him, because I have said that in a number of times.
Okay.
So retirement in America, US, there's no retirement age in their public service.
That's true.
And in many of their states, they are not. Recently, there was a quarrel in France. The governor wanted to delay people from retiring, and the workers revolted. Were you not aware of that? And retirement age has been increasing in many countries, and they do that because you tie your retirement to longevity. In this country, these judges that are retiring at 65 now, they retired at 52. It's on record. But when you saw that the longevity was increasing, they have been tinkering with it, and this country has been doctoring it ad hocly, which is unfortunate. They should go holistic. University messengers today retire at 65. Government messengers retire at 60. Is the job of government messenger in a bureaucracy different from that of a university register?
Right.
And there's a move now to take retirement of Supreme Court judges to 75.
75, yeah.
I mean, so the people who come to government, should bend down and do their homework.
All right.
And I think all of them are graduates. They did literature review. Let them find out what was happening.
Let's take some calls.
Okay, sir.
It's always a pleasure listening, being interested, and learning how it should be done.
I'm even amazed that there are laws guarding all of this.
All of this.
I mean, so if I'm supposed to retire today, I don't retire. That means I'm offering free service.
Free services, that's all.
Okay. Now we have one or two to chew on and for you to react to. So call 0815-050-1073 to be part of this conversation. Good morning.
God bless you, Paul and Xander.
God bless
Good
you.
morning.
Our guest, Chief, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
I remain Ulubu. Chief Awolu quoted. They call and spread the revolution. I want to say here that it's unfortunate when we have a governor that does not care for the workers and pensioners. That's a big side of it that we say is unfortunate, very sad. And I want to say that after Right Honorable Mickey Edua, Imo workers and pensioners face very heavy attack from their salaries paid to them. The one we call political Yahuya, that's what we are facing as per pensioners and workers in Igbo right way. And it's giving us pain. You see, I try in a mini session, let the governor pay pensioners and workers. Again, those ghost workers, the government said he got ghost workers out. We have been arrested and prosecuted by the state government.
All right.
It's very unfortunate. I want to say here categorically clear. Let us not continue to see workers and pensioners dribbled in this state.
Thank you.
Let it bless them.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you. All right. We'll quickly take another call. I get more reactions.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's quite interesting on Facebook. We're going to take some of those comments. Well, let's have this caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Emma.
It's Emma Okwana calling for Urebi in Olu local government.
You're welcome.
Oh, the magician. Urebi is at the epicenter of Olu. Olu is calm. Olu is calm.
Okay.
No troubles at Olu. The area the governor leaves the ban or curfew is better.
Okay.
Since we have elevated lies in the issue in this state, the issue of pensions, non-payment of pensioners and the workers will continue because in this state we have elevated lying to a issue. If you even call angels to come, I warned earlier on that our NLC leaders should not cooperate with our oppressors, and they did not heed my advice. See what has happened to them. So it serves them right. You cannot cooperate with your oppressors. The government of Imo State has decided that the workers and pensioners should be oppressed. So now, continue to try your best, but our leaders are deaf. They are deaf. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we will have to take another commercial break and return with more fireworks on this matter, and of course, hopefully, get more understanding of how it should be done from Chief F.I. Agba. Stay tuned.
FM 107.3. Darling FM 107.3.
Mommy, let's play football. Mommy, help me push my bicycle. Mommy, jump rope. Mommy, here, let's play hide and seek. Mommy, let's have some twist Twisco, you need it.
It's easy to spot a Twisco kid because they seem to be so active. Introducing new Twisco chocolate drink powder, a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt, fortified with Enofort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day. Twisco. Power your dream.
One expert don't land with big ogbonge odds and sharp cash out method. You will like sports. This now your big opportunity to make better money on top all your bets. Where be bigger wolf? My Niger people, I beg, make una no sleep on this one. Make you rush now. Go visit our website on oneexpert.ng. Don't forget to use the promo code BETNG and you go get 200% bonus on your first deposit. One expert. Bet we're there for everybody. Have a big Christmas and a fearless New Year. Have a big Christmas and a fearless New Year.
That's right. It's a season to be merry. And most importantly, it's a season to stay fantastically refreshed. From every one of us at Right Foods, we're wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Have a big Christmas and a fearless New Year.
Now success everybody they see. Nobody was there when the journey started. When you had to kill your sleep and sometimes break down with pains, aches and fever. But success lies at the other end of pain. And as a Naija born and bred, we know they carry last. Push through pain with Emzo paracetamol. Then stop pain in the face and say, not today.
For aches, pains, and fever, trust Emzo paracetamol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, please see your doctor.
Fearless energy drink comes in 2 exciting flavors, classic and red berry. So when you need that refreshing energy boosting beverage, drink Fearless. Fearless, energy of Naija. Energy with Fearless.
Alright, you're welcome back. It's still the People's Voice on Dial 107.3 FM, and at this moment, let's go for some Facebook messages. James Uzoma Emmanuel said they should pay these people now. My auntie who trains me in school can't afford my school fees. What should I do? Go and thief? No, please. The governor have mercy on these poor civil servants. It's Eko Chauzoma. Another one is Good Morning Darling FM and the people of Owerri. Ugu Ezumba Wanchuku from Mbirichi. It's well said, no work, no pay according to Imo government. Then why withholding the pay of those who have worked? Please, can this government stop all this and see to the way they could control all these rising complaints every day? They should bring the people having problem of payments and harmonize with them. And Geoffrey O'Hiri say, how are they planning to pay the workers? This is just a way of intimidating the workers. Why this wickedness? And Okafor Desmond Okuchuku says, I heard government said those unpaid civil servants are ghost workers. These are some messages on Facebook.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, gracious morning to you, Mr. Sanders and Mr. Paul the Magician.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, Daniel.
Yeah, God will bless you for continuing to speak up even in your old age. Yes, for not shying away from the truth. My contribution this morning is more of prayer request that God should bless you and keep people like you for us in Imo, people who talk to the people, open their eyes and make them know the truth. And I simply want to beg the state government once again to listen to Comrade F.I. Abba. Let us listen to him. The truth will always be the truth, no matter how we try to look at it. He has just said it all, and there is no other thing to talk about it. The state government should go ahead and stop the lies and pay these people. This is my contribution this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You didn't tell us your name, but
Daniels,
it's a familiar voice. Yes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Oba. Good morning, Paul and members in the studio.
Good morning.
My name is Chief Tudoba, and I originally come from the Chiefs of Imo State. Yes, I've always maintained that a laborer is what his wages, according to the Gospel of St. Luke in chapter 10, verse 7. But I think the state government, to my mind, has been doing a lot, and it's to better the laws of workers. And the idea to actually digitalize the payment of workers and pensioners in the state is a new one. I think it's a step that will, at the end of the day, lead to the solving of these problems once and for all. And there is any worker who has not been able to actually do the registration or do what he or she is expected to do. Let the person go ahead and do so. I'm even baffled is when the government decided to publish the names of those who have been paid. So I only want them to publish those who have not been paid, if there are any. And let us try to be realistic. Let us not always be confrontational with the government. There is no doubt, to the best of my knowledge, that Imo State has what is called overbloated workforce, and the government is contending with it. And if they have introduced any new position that will eventually lead to final solution to this, I think goodness lies on the workers to obey this hookline and center, so that the recruiting will lie. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, just your concluding statement. Having listened to those on Facebook, the callers, and if perhaps we missed out on anything, a minute should do.
Well, I read section 120 of the Constitution. All revenues or other monies raised or received by a state not being revenues or other monies payable under the Constitution, any law of a House Assembly, into any other public fund of the state established for a specific purpose shall be paid into and from one consolidated revenue fund of the state. There are many accounts now, but they were not being told about one single treasury account, which is unconstitutional. But let me go to the more critical place. No money shall be withdrawn from the consolidated revenue fund of the state except to meet expenditure that is charged upon the fund by the Constitution. Pension is a charge on the consolidated fund, and the government should not be tinkering with it.
What about salaries?
Salary, when it's approved, becomes now a charge. But pension is not annually approved, it's only used to add up. And so when a governor is tampering with it and delaying it, and section 210 of the Constitution says on subsection 2 that the right of a pensioner to his benefit shall not be altered or withheld. Withheld is to delay unless in accordance with a law. Which law has authorized the governor not to pay this? And one serious mistake we are making, I hear governor donated. If governor donates, it should be from his pocket, not from the state. The governor is not owing me. The governor is not owing pensioners. It is Imo State government. But what has happened that the Constitution has been twisted out of course, and we are now seeing the governor as owning things. So please, my last word is, let's obey the Constitution. It is fundamental for our success as a government. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much, Chief F.I. Agba. Always a pleasure having you.
Yes, thank you very much.
All that you've learned over the years. We appreciate your time here, and we look forward to better times for Imo workers and pensioners. I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Xanders Okeke Otiba.
Stay tuned for the news headlines.